Hi, welcome back. On this episode, we're just going to clean the starter contact. Don't forget to subscribe, click the notification button, and check me out on Instagram and Facebook at Clara Garage. Alright, let's get started. Alright, so I already started getting into this, and then I thought I should probably record it. So I'll kind of show you what I've done so far. So this was up on here. My throttle lock, I just undid the one bolt and swung it out of the way so it would be clear. And then there's two bolts holding this together. They're a Phillips screw and they come in from the back. And then there's two smaller Phillips screws that hold the switch in. So on the back here, there's one screw here. Your cable's kind of blocked a little bit, but you can get to it. And then there's one other screw up here. I had the brake lever off because I was doing some cleaning in there. It's starting to stick a little bit. So that's why that's out, but it does give you a lot more working room, which is nice. And then inside of here, we have our kill switches at the top, and then down at the bottom, where it's open, currently is where our start button is, and you can see right there and right there are the two screws that hold your start button on. And looking at it, it's pretty dirty. And here's the other side. It's pretty dirty as well. It needs to be cleaned. And you have a little spring in there. So the spring is what springs back the button, but it also completes the circuit. So here's our button portion. We can see it's plastic, and then there's contact in the center. And when that makes on the contact in the switch casing, that's what completes the circuit. And that spring, it sits on the outside. So that spring sits like that. The little side goes towards the outside, and the bigger end goes towards the internal switch with the wires. So then when you push that, it depresses, and that center nub makes contact with this switch, which in turn completes the circuit. And we can see it's pretty dirty. I've been starting to notice that when I go to start the bike, I have to push harder and harder on the start switch sometimes, or give it a little jiggle. And I'm getting ready to head to Sturgis, so I got the big trunk on and everything. I just freshly cleared it, so it looks pretty nice. So I want to eliminate any issues before I have an issue on the road. So I'm going to clean that up, and it should be much better. So I'm just going to use a fiber pen. You can buy these pretty cheap online. I put gloves on because those fibers, if you get them in your skin, they hurt. And I'm going to wear safety glasses for the same reason. And we're just going to lightly clean it up. Now you don't want to use a file or anything like that on here, because it'll take the coating off. It's probably a nickel coating or something similar to that. So if you use a file, it'll take that off, and then you'll have a lot more issues a lot more frequently. And looking at this, I can see where some of that has actually worn off. You can see a little bit different color. And that's just from wear and tear. But if you took a file to it, you'll have a lot more issues a lot sooner. Yeah, that's looking pretty awesome. And I'm going to do the same thing to the button. That looks pretty good. And I'm going to test it before we put it together. I got the spring in, and I'm just going to touch it gently. And I'll do that one more time. I'm just going very, very gently, just enough for it to touch. And that second attempt there, that was just, I lifted off a little bit, but. And then I took that spring out. That spring is part of the circuit. So I'm going to do the same thing now. I have the kill switch off. I'm going to touch this together. And as we can see, absolutely nothing. So that spring is part of the circuit. So if that spring breaks, your button is not going to work. Here we can see that that contact for the start button cleaned up really, really nice. So it's going to be good to go. And then on this switch, in case anybody was wondering, the way it works is you have that spring, and that when I said that spring is part of the circuit, you can see there's a conductor, and then you can see there's an insulator, and then that center button. That center button and that outer conductor ring are electrically two different locations. So that spring takes the power from out here or vice versa, and then it goes through the spring and then through that center button when it touches, and that's how it completes the circuit. And we can see that that cleaned up very nice. And same with that portion, cleaned up very nice. And I also cleaned the contact points on that spring as well. So now we're going to slip this back together. The switch only goes in one way. We have these two tabs, and if these break, we'll be in a real mess, so we definitely be very careful. And they go in on the one side, on the pivot side. So that just slips in. You shouldn't have to force it, it should just fall right in place. And then a small portion of the spring goes down. And then we're going to try to hold it flat so that spring doesn't fall. And then we're carefully going to try to get that in. So I'm going to get one screw in. And then I'm going to put the other screw in, and there's a clamp on the other screw that helps support the wires. Alright, we're going to turn the key on, and we're going to test it before we get it all back together. Alright, so far so good. We're going to hit the button. Kill switch works. Much better. And then we're going to fire it one more time, and we'll see the key shuts it off too. But you can tell it's just firing right up. I don't have to jiggle the button. I'm doing minimal pressure. And that's super awesome. And then looking at this, there's that clamp there that goes through that zip tie that helps hold the wires in place. And then there's the other screw right down there. And now we're going to feed our wires out through here. So there's 6 wires in this location together. You have 2 wires for your kill switch. You have 2 wires for your start button. And then your other 2 wires come in and then exit out immediately. And they go over to your brake switch. So that's what turns your brake light on when you hit your front brake. That's your switch right there. So if you're having issues with it, that's where to hunt down. And then there's another one for your rear brake down on the bottom. So now we're just going to carefully put this back together. I'm going to open up this one wire connector to give me a little more room, or wire clamp. And that'll give a little extra wiggle room. I should have done that at the first place. That made a huge difference. Alright, so now we're going to put our screws in. I'm going to start with the top, just because it's easier to get to. Now I'm going to do the bottom. I'm going to make sure that lines up. Now we're going to tighten it down. Alright, that's nice and snug now. And now I'm going to put my throttle lock back on. When you swing it out like that, it's just one bolt, so it's pretty easy. If you've never seen one of these, you twist your throttle, you latch it, that's it, and then you flick it with your thumb and it opens up. And we'll put our wire back in the clamp. That's nice, and we'll fire it up one last time, make sure everything seems nice. Alright, success. That made a huge difference in starting. I'm really glad I got into that before I had to get into it on my trip. That would have been a lot of time wasted trying to get the bike started, and so I'm glad I did that now before I'm on the road and I can just enjoy my riding. Don't forget to subscribe and click the notification button, and check me out on Instagram and Facebook at Clara Garage. Have a great day.